Hello, everybody, and welcome to this month's edition of the Journey of the Master podcast. We are so happy you are all here, and hello to everyone that is here live. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Anne, Patrice, and Marie. Hi, Ivy. I knew you were here. Marilyn, Pat. So good to see you all. Welcome, everybody. It's so good to be here with you live. I've been looking forward to this all day. We are talking about one of my favorite subjects, worthiness. You are worthy of having it all, whatever that means for you. And this has been one of the top of mind conversations in our messages from the council, in our upcoming course that begins this Thursday, September 15th, is really knowing that you're worth it, knowing that you're worthy, and knowing that you're worthy of having it all, whatever that means to you. It doesn't necessarily mean worthy of a big mansion house, worthy of all these expensive cars, or worthy of the person of your dreams. You're worthy of everything. But for most of us, it is knowing that you're worthy of the dreams in your heart, knowing that you are worthy of being everything you wish to be, and knowing that you already are. It is knowing that you are worthy of doing what you love and doing what brings you joy. It is knowing that you are worthy of loving, harmonious relationships that expand you and that are fun and playful and also deep and meaningful. It's knowing that you're worthy of feeling good in your skin, feeling good in your own body. It's knowing that you're worthy of your imagination and times of just slowing down and doing what it is that brings you joy, and that might just be resting or reading a book. It's knowing that you're worthy of those things. It's knowing that you're worthy of saying no to the things that just don't light you up. And I heard recently it's saying no just as excitedly and positively as you say yes to something that does show up. And it's also about knowing that you're worthy of what you want and what you need showing up even before you know you need it. It's knowing you're worthy of that infinite abundance and infinite well being that is your divine inherent birthright. And knowing that you are worthy of the freedom to be all that you are, to express all that you are, to live fully, and to love fully. And so that's what we're talking about today, knowing that you are worthy of having it all. And if you want to dive deeper with us, if you want to dive deeper with the wisdom of the council, we have a new channeled video course beginning on this Thursday, September 15th. It will also be available after the course is completed in our evergreen courses if you're watching this sometime in the future. And this is a very special course. In addition to it being a channeled course and the opportunity to ask your questions live, we have some special bonuses that are available immediately on purchase and some things that are really fun, some exercises for you to map out worthiness in your life and figure out what it means to you to be worthy of having it all in all areas of your life, meaning your relationships, abundance, your health and well being, your purpose, and in the category of living your dreams and desires. So it's going to be really fun. I hope you join us for that. You'll find the link below. Saying hello to everybody who's joined it. Hi, Deborah, you made it. We're glad you made it. Hi, Bo. Hi, Carol. Hi, Craig. So good to see you all. What are your questions about worthiness? What are your questions about knowing that you are worthy of having it all? What things do you practice in your life to really embrace this knowing that you are worthy? Anything that we want in our life, anything that we want, you being the greatest version of you in your life. The only thing that stands between you and you being the greatest version of you and having those dreams in your heart is knowing that you are worthy of it. And we might think that we have self-love, or yeah, we feel worthy. But as I experience oftentimes when we're preparing for a new channel course, it is this deep dive into really, really seeing your level of worthiness and what you are worthy of receiving. I had a couple of very interesting things leading up to this course and leading up to this podcast today, and they were really great things. One of the examples I've shared a couple times, if you're part of our master's class advanced program, you've heard me share this, but it's something so simple as when you're in the grocery store and someone is packing your bag of groceries and they say, "Would you like help to your car?" And usually my first answer was always, "Oh no, I got it. I got it." And in one instance, I got out to my car and I could just hear this, "Why? Why do you have to do it all by yourself? Why can't you allow this support?" So the next time I was at the grocery store and someone asked me, "Can I carry your groceries out to your car for you?" I was like, "Yes, I would love that." And to me, it really was a worthiness thing. I'm worthy of this person's time to walk out to my car with me and help me get everything loaded or unloaded in my car. And when I did that, oh my gosh, first off, this person was so happy to be outside. And at the very end of it, he's like, "Thank you so much. I really just wanted to get outside and appreciate it." And I gave him a tip, and it really made me feel not only so happy to be part of someone else's experience, an opportunity to connect, an opportunity to honor what someone else does in service to others, but just that simple knowing that none of us make it alone, but you can be worthy of support and assistance and people making connections for you or people offering their services to you and knowing that you're worthy of it. So it may sound simple, but next time someone offers to support you or help you, no matter how simple it is, you're worthy of it if that feels good to you. Also, very simple example. I called my veterinarian to get some food for my dog who's on a special veterinarian diet. And it's a little bit more expensive than regular dog food, but it really does help him with some of his health stuff. And so I was going to call, and I happened to think about it one morning, inspired thought, I'm sure. And I called and I said, "Oh, can I, get a case of that special dog food?" And the lady said, "Let me check what we have." And she said, "Oh, I can actually give you an entire case. We had someone donate a case last night, and you're the first person to call and ask." My first response was not, "Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that." My first response was, "Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I'll pay for it. No problem. That's okay." Because in my mind, the story was going on that, well, what if someone else needs it? What if someone else is struggling to pay for this food and I should just say no? And then I took a deep breath and I went, "Thank you. I'll be right there." And it's just these simple things sometimes. Maybe it is just not in the flow for you. Maybe it is something that you want to say no to. Honor that, absolutely. But it's also an opportunity to really look a little deeper. If you are not receiving because you don't believe you're worthy of receiving. So, of course, these two experiences were all leading up to the big one. Like I said, I live these courses right before they start, and it just takes me deeper and deeper into these experiences. So I had someone contact me that is a dear friend, but I hadn't seen in quite a while, someone that I helped out tremendously a few years ago during a very difficult time. And they didn't have the money to pay me for uh, what my normal services would be. And they knew that, and I knew that. And I just felt very, very guided that that's what I was supposed to do. And that person called and said, "I'm sending you a check." And they had sent that check and they said, "I just want you to know that I'm doing great now, but I couldn't have gotten through without everything you did for me." And my first response, of course, was, "Oh, no, you don't have to do that." I didn't actually say it out loud, but in my own head, I was like, "Oh, no, 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 that's okay." And then I took a deep breath and I went, "No, wait a minute. The council always says the energy of giving, receiving are one." And I really felt my heart open that I needed to receive this. And I was actually worthy of this fairly large sum of money just coming in out of the blue, and that I could just receive it and say thank you. And so I did. And I have to tell you, I had to really look at my belief of just, can this come this easily? And I don't necessarily need it, but receiving is so powerful, especially in that energy of giving and receiving. And I realized in that experience that I was actually giving something really important to that person as well. And that person felt a sense of empowerment. And in some way, I truly do believe that that set them free to go out and really receive for the service that they offer and the gifts that they share with the world. I do believe that when I honor other people's gifts, I know in some way I'm honoring my own. And when you honor other people's gifts, it's a reminder to honor your own. And as you honor your own gifts and allow yourself to receive whatever it is, doesn't have to be money, could be things showing up out of the blue, could be a connection, can be a resource, could be something someone doesn't use or want anymore. How big are you willing to receive? And can you fully open up to receive, knowing that you are worthy of all sorts of incredible things flowing your way? I think one of the things, and this may seem like a surprise, but if you think about it, one of the things we often don't feel worthy of is people's time. I don't want to take up your time. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to use your time. And especially when we're dealing with someone that we think is maybe got a very busy life or is very successful, and we think, oh, to use their time. And I sometimes I'll get an email from someone that says, I just need 5 minutes of your very valuable time. And I think about that. And if I've ever tried to write an email myself, it just doesn't feel right because in some way you're saying, I'm not worthy of offering this person something that may be valuable to them too. Just you holding space, just you showing up and being present is so valuable, and you are worthy of that in every way. We, as I said, have a lot of very special bonuses and exercises to help you really dive deeper into integrating a deeper sense of self worth in your life and knowing that you're worthy of having it all in our new upcoming course, You're Worth It. And one of the things that I start out one of the exercises with is think about someone who is really inspiring to you, someone that you think is really done great things, or someone that you think of as made an impact on the world, or someone really notable. Maybe even someone that you feel has it all, someone that you feel like, wow, when I think about having it all, this person really has it. They have a life they love, they have a great relationship, they have a healthy body, they do what brings them joy, they have great connections. Well, I'm here to tell you, no matter who that person is, you are absolutely worthy of having it all just like them. And whatever story you've ever had that tells you otherwise, now is the time to let that go and to know that you are worthy of every dream in your heart. You are worthy of what you want and what you need, showing up before you need it. You're worthy of things coming out of the blue, whether that's a connection that changes your life or opens a door for you, whether that is a relationship with someone that you just couldn't even imagine someone amazing was out there like this person, or whether that's receiving support in a way that in the past you might have turned down, or receiving some abundance in a way that you had no expectation of it coming. You are worthy of having it all. And let those people in your life that inspire you to have it all be just that, an inspiration that you attracted into your experience, into your reality, as a reminder of your own worthiness and that you are worthy of having it all. As we dive deeper into this concept or this knowing of enlightenment or realization or ascension, worthiness is the foundation. It's the doorway, it's the key, it's essential. If you think about living in heaven on earth, living in a new earth, you have to know you're worthy of your life being that good and that amazing and that beautiful and that magical. And you are. And anything in the past that has ever kept you from knowing how worthy you are, just let it go. Just let it go. And I think one of the easiest tips is, first off, you're bringing this to your awareness. You are being more aware of your own self worth. You are expanding into a new perspective of your own self worth. That alone, just you drawing this to you, is beginning to open up a greater awareness for you of your own self worth or your own worthiness. And that might be different in different areas of your life. As it relates to health, you might feel really worthy. As it relates to relationships, you might not feel as worthy. As it relates to abundance, you might feel really worthy and you might have a really good paycheck that you get. But in the area of really living your purpose and your dreams and desires, you may not feel as worthy. Just your awareness, just you starting to perceive this in a new way and beginning to observe with love and non judgment for yourself how worthiness is showing up in your life. It is allowing you to elevate your own self worth, to really see those programs or limited ways of believing or thinking about yourself that keep you from really embodying your infinite worth. And just slow down a bit. Don't judge these thoughts, don't judge these stories, don't judge these beliefs. As I said, my first response to getting a free case of dog food given to me or donated to me was, "Oh, no, 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 it's okay. You don't have to do that." And then I took a deep breath and I said, "Thank you." So it's not about being perfect. And it might be something really little and it might be something really big. But sometimes when we think about, oh, I want to win the lotto, or I want a big beautiful home, and or I want a New York Times best-selling book, or I want my own platform to share your own gifts and your own abilities. And you've seen other people do it. You've seen other people that have it. And from your perspective, you may think they have it all. And again, they're just, you drew them into your experience to remind yourself that everything that they've done is possible for you too. And you're going to do it in your own unique, special, and amazing way. But allow yourself to really just slow down and see these things and don't judge yourself. Allow yourself the space and the time to really explore what worthiness means in different areas of your life. Allow yourself to really look at what having it all means to you. And then take the biggest thing you can think of. Maybe it is an example of a large sum of money or a platform to share your gifts where you have great influence and make a large impact on the world. Whatever that is, really have the courage to ask yourself, do I really, really believe I'm worthy of something like that? People oftentimes want their soulmate or want the love of their life, and they attract this incredible person. And a few months or weeks into the relationship, all of a sudden, all this unworthiness shows up. And it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And it's not an expectation that you have to be perfect. It's an opportunity for you to go deeper, for you to expand your own level of worthiness, and for you to step into knowing that you're worthy of receiving this love, this connection, this beauty, this intimacy, whatever it is for you. And so, really be impeccable with yourself, really be honest with yourself. I've seen many times where someone says, "Oh, I want this huge sum of money," but they wouldn't believe themselves worthy of just getting a check from someone for no reason. Because a lot of times we have these beliefs that you have to earn and you have to work in order to receive. And this belief that we can receive infinite well being and infinite love and infinite abundance as our innate inherent birthright might be a very new perspective for you, might be something you've never allowed yourself to consider before or be aware of. And it's okay if some things come up. Just slow down, be gentle on yourself, and know that you really are worthy of that. And it is about that new belief. It is about creating those new neural pathways that you know that you are worthy of these things. And just your awareness of it will begin to expand that for you. But as you become more aware of it, as you embrace a grander perspective on how worthy you are of having it all, whatever that means for you, all sorts of new experiences will start showing up to reflect your worthiness to you. So have some fun with all of this. Um, let's see. Are there any questions? Hi, Dennis. Great to see you. Hi, Sean. Ivy, hello. Worthy of rest. That's a big one. I recently have had some interesting experiences in my life. I had my own upgrade. I had my beloved dog pass away, and now my other dog is having some health challenges, and I find myself really needing more rest than maybe normal. And I find myself as I'm laying there resting, thinking about all the things I really need to get done, and it's been a huge practice in worthiness to know, no, I am actually worthy of just resting, not coming up with the name for the next course, not responding to that email, not that, but just in that moment that you're worthy of resting. And in that beingness, when you've experienced this, what I'm about to say, it changes everything in your life. In the doing, in the doing, in the doing, there's always more to be done. From a state of being, all things are done through you. And they're done with this effortless ease and this harmonious flow that is so much more enjoyable than trying to push and force an effort thing. So that's my dog, Jake. If you can hear a little coughing in the background, send him some love. Hi, Greg. How are you? So good to see you all, Linda. Awesome. Oh, and hello from Australia. So, do you guys have any questions about worthiness? A bit of synchronicity. I needed to hear this today in this manner. Oh, I'm so glad it helped, Deborah. That's why we do these calls. That's why we bring forth these different topics to expand deeper into them, because truly, I think just the awareness of these things, and oftentimes the perfect experiences have been orchestrated for you to really go deeper into this and see it from a new perspective, or to elevate your own awareness around these things. So, really good. Good to see you. Hi, Colette. Can you elaborate on what the course will entail? Oh, hi, Sue. Thank you. Practices, meetings, etc. Sure, I'm happy to. The live course begins this Thursday, September 18th, and there's going to be 5 live sessions, which include a channeled message from the council on this journey to knowing you are worthy of having it all. We have really designed this course to be a journey that we are going to take together into knowing that you're worth it. So there's 5 live sessions. They are on Thursdays beginning at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Lots of people can't join live, and that's just fine. The replays will be provided for you shortly after, and the transcripts. I will also be providing a interactive experiential video experience for you after each of the live sessions to help you integrate and go deeper into the council's teachings that they bring through with each session. Also, available now immediately when you purchase, there are 3 bonuses, 3 channeled messages on worthiness. One is called You Are Worthy of Everything. One is called The Consciousness of Having It All, and the other one is called Claim Your Infinite Worth. And these channeled messages are a free bonus to you as part of being in this course experience, and to help you start really coming into the vibration and the frequency of your infinite worthiness. We also have the Worthiness map, which is available to you now. It was released on September 8th. So as soon as you register, it is available to you, which is an opportunity for you to go through this process with me. It's an hour long, or about an hour long interactive video. Some people might spend a little more time with it. It includes worksheets on really discovering where you are in as it relates to worthiness in different areas of your life, and to help you define what having it all in those different areas of your life would mean to you. So health, abundance, relationships, your purpose, and your dreams and desires. We provide a lot of really great examples in there, because there might be things that you want to incorporate in what worthiness means to you and your own practice of self-worth, in order to expand your life into being everything you wish it to be. So the three free bonuses are available now. The Worthiness Map video is available now. There's 5 live sessions starting on September 15th. And our very final opportunity for this course will be on October 20th. We'll be releasing a video process to help you again integrate this wisdom, called the Worthiness Summit. And it really is realizing your self worth at the highest level. So, like some of our courses, this is a journey. So, registration for this live course will actually close 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday, September 15th. So, you'll want to register before Thursday, September 15th. This is really a journey that we are going to take together. Once the course is completed after October 20th, then the opportunity to purchase the course will be available on our website. You can find that at any time. But to participate with us live, and that's okay if you can't be in the live sessions, it really is the energy of this journey together into knowing that you are worth it. So you can find out more at saralandon.com. saralandon.com. Ivy has posted, yes, it is on our website. Ivy has posted the link. Thank you. And let's see, how can you reconcile worthiness with current budget restraints? We talk about this in abundance and what that means to you. First off, there is no limitation. And I absolutely understand when we have a certain amount of income coming in, and we think we have to live in a particular budget, we start tightening our budget. Money is energy, and energy is infinite. Money is energy. Really, it's just a form of energy that we use to exchange for resources. And abundance means a lot of things: time, resources, money, your connections, your opportunities, your wisdom, your gifts, your abilities, things you have to trade, things that you may no longer be using that you could trade or sell. And so the first thing I would do, Michelle, is really expand your awareness of how abundant you are. Because if you're just limiting it to, this is the money that comes in and this is how much I have to spend, and I'm not really feeling a lot of abundance or freedom or prosperity in my life because look at all of this limitation I'm experiencing. The first step is to shift your awareness and come into a much higher perspective of what you are worthy of as it relates to abundance in your life and infinite abundance in your life. Everything is a sign of your abundance. I'll share something that was a huge game changer for me in this game of abundance, you might say. Money is an energy, it's a form of exchange. You have a certain amount of dollars, you want this particular thing, or euros, or whatever your currency is, and you're exchanging what you have. And so we have agreed that whatever currency is in your country is what money is. But what if, just have some fun with this, it's a game, have some fun with it. What if our form of exchange, instead of dollars, were leaves on the trees? Go outside and just take one tree and start counting how many leaves are on that tree. When I first did this, I got to like 200. And I was like, okay, I get it. There's so many leaves on this tree. Now imagine all of those leaves are there for you. All of those leaves are your abundance. And all you have to do is walk out and gather whatever amount of leaves you need under any tree or on any bush or on any shrub, or my rose bushes have leaves, right? And that's your form of currency. You wouldn't need to hoard it. If you went to gather all the leaves and put them in a bag, they would dry up and eventually disintegrate. But it just starts to shift your awareness that abundance really is all around you. It really is all around you. So the more you can expand your perspective and your awareness of how abundant you really are elevating your consciousness. Hear this, and it's really important because I'd heard things like this, but I was like, yeah, but how does that really translate into manifestation of more physical abundance in the form of money in your life? And the council says the formula for all creation is that consciousness moves energy into form. Your consciousness level is what is actually summoning the energy, either more of it when you're in a higher level of consciousness or less of it if you're in a lower level of consciousness. And that is what is summoning the energy into form. And any form, which is in your highest and best good, any form that is the easiest, most effortless, harmonious way of delivering things to you. Years ago, I had this experience where I had a very large bill for a storage unit that I had, and I had a lot of stuff in it. And the bill was large, and I knew I needed to move the stuff. And I had gotten to be kind of friends with the lady that owned the storage unit. And she was really nice. And I'd ask her questions. And whenever I ended up talking to her, seeing her, I would always spend some time talking to her. Well, I didn't know this, but the time that I went in to pay my really large storage bill so I could move my stuff, the person there said, I said, "What's my balance?" And they said, "Oh, looks like you're paid in full." And I was like, "What?" And they said, "No, you're paid in full. You don't know anything." And that wonderful woman had actually sold the company. And when she sold the company, she actually wrote my account to zero because she knew I was coming to get my stuff soon. And it was one of those moments where when the council says what you want and what you need can show up, don't make money the middleman, don't limit it to just money. I've had many different experiences, and people in our master's class advanced program community share all the time things that showed up for them in their lives. That, for example, someone wanted to take a course, and this woman charged a particular amount of money. Let's just say it was $1,000 for this course that one of our master's class members really wanted to take. And she kind of did this conversation, council says show up and see how you feel, right? So she wanted to talk to this woman, even though she had no idea where she was going to get the money to do this course. She ended up talking to this woman, and she was sharing one of her abilities. And the woman said, "Well, I'll trade you. I'll give you my course if you teach me how to do what you do." And they ended up just exchanging, and she didn't have to come up with the money or the $1,000 for that particular thing. So the more abundant you are, the more you open up to these types of things and you allow things to come in other ways, and you don't just make money the middleman. My final little thing on this is, and I lived this myself, trust me. When I was on a budget, and every check I'm writing out, you're thinking, oh, I have to pay this bill and I have to pay this bill. And my shift in perspective was, no, I really am choosing to pay this because I'm choosing to exchange my resource of money for this because I love having internet to get on Zoom. I love having air conditioning. I love being able to walk into my house and turn the lights on. You are exchanging for something that you value, whether it's electricity or a cell phone bill or your internet bill or your Amazon Prime Video bill. you're exchanging for something you value. So really embrace how abundant you are and allow yourself to exchange your resources from that level of knowing how worthy you really, really are. So I hope that's helpful. Good thing we don't have a whole lot of questions since it takes me 15 minutes to answer one of them, right? Just kidding. Um, my experience is I am worthy, but my situation is more of lack than abundance, especially financial and love and partnership. So I think I have blind spots. What do you suggest? I inquire into that. How do you suggest I inquire into that? Again, just really let yourself see these things. These beliefs can be sort of sneaky and they can be sort of automatic responses. And they may be tied to a particular story. So you go, oh, it's just that thing showing up again. And especially, and I'm going to use since we talked a lot about financial. Actually, I'm going to say one more thing about financial. The most uh, greatest examples of abundance in my life have always been connections to people and connections that came in my life and people that connected me with certain people that I never could have. There's no amount of money for some of these things. People you meet, people that believe in you, people that tell you you're good at something, people who share their own journey. If you're not feeling abundant in some way, go find some way to serve as a connection for someone in your life. We have done the course, The 11 Spiritual Roles of the Soul, which was a channeled course we did some time ago. And it's still available on our website if you're curious. One of the roles is a connector. And when the council shared this, I instantly thought of a couple people in my life. My friend Linda, who is this woman who was always fixing people up, always connecting people, loved the council's work. So she would set up opportunities for me to speak at different things. And I also thought about my friend John Burgos, who has a show called Beyond the Ordinary Show, where he has built an audience and then he brings on people like me and connects his audience with different spiritual teachers. And he connects different spiritual teachers with different audiences that may not be familiar with their work. And so I thought, oh, those people are connectors. And I didn't really think of myself as being a connector. And as it came to my awareness, I started really looking for opportunities to connect other people. And that started opening all sorts of doors for me and opened up all sorts of new levels of abundance because of really embodying that role as a connector. There's value in that. So look for those opportunities. Look for opportunities to make connections, to share your gifts, to be a resource for someone. And the council says the energy of giving and receiving are one. So, in that energy of giving in any way, you are receiving in that moment, and all that is asked of you is to allow it. In the area of love and partnership, just really, as much as you can, try to stay conscious. And for me, what I do is I really see that part of me. The council does not talk about the ego, they don't talk about fighting the ego and getting rid of it. It's really about seeing that part of you that may have some feelings of unworthiness as that little girl or that little boy inside of you. In fact, your feelings of unworthiness in probably the most areas of your life, if you still are experiencing that, did come from that little girl or that little boy within you. So if you had a child in your life that was feeling not good enough or feeling like they weren't good enough to be on that team, or they weren't good enough or smart enough, or they were feeling unworthy in some way, although maybe a little child wouldn't use that word, our beliefs can be the same way. They might not say, oh, you're experiencing unworthiness. It could be something much more simple or something much more deep than that. But if you had a little child that was feeling that, what would you do? You would comfort them, you would hold them, you would love them, you would tell them how worthy they are. If they started telling you why nobody's picked them to be on the team and they felt so sad, you would comfort them and you would talk to them and you would encourage them. And sometimes we have to do that for ourselves. And it can take a lot of courage to see your beliefs that have been very unconscious or running on autopilot for a long time. You're worthy, as Ivy said, of resting. You're worthy of slowing down. You're worthy of taking a little time for yourself and come into the highest level of consciousness and just observe and lovingly comfort that part of you that may not feel worthy. I know this from my own relationship and my own relationships in my life. A lot of times, I didn't come up with this, right? But when you're pointing the finger at someone else, there's three fingers pointing back at you. Anytime something is happening in your relationship, any sort of disharmony, you're not feeling heard, you're not feeling valued, you're not feeling loved, whatever you might be feeling, the first step is always you. And you could just set them aside for a second, right? Just give yourself a little space, make a little space for yourself. Put them outside of your little bubble of light for a second. What do you really need? And I have this relationship that comes to mind over the past few years of my life where I felt like this person couldn't show up for me in my life. And all of my attention was sort of about why this other person wasn't showing up for me in the way I felt like I showed up for them. And when I really, really sat with it, I went, I know this is somehow about me. And what came to my awareness was a very honest view of where I wasn't really showing up for myself in a particular area of my life. And when I really allowed myself to see that and not judge it and go, oh, that's what it is, then all of that resistance and the triggers I was feeling with that other person just dissolved. I could just love them and accept them where they are because in being triggered, I actually saw what is it in me. That's where the shift first occurs. The council talks a lot of times, and they haven't brought this up so much recently in some of these sessions that we've done with our master's class members or courses, but it's one of their classic sort of examples of how our belief systems work. And it is that you've gone through your whole life. Uh, Luckily, I got some examples here. Putting these sticky notes all over yourself, right? I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not as smart as this person, or I'm not as funny as that person, or whatever it is. And then people, your teachers, your parents, well meaning people in your life, they take all of their beliefs about themselves and life and the world, and they start sticking all these post it notes all over you. And you're just a walking post it note with beliefs, most of which are not your own, and most of which came from some emotional experience or some experience where, for whatever reason, you felt unworthy or not good enough. And you've got these post it notes stuck all over you, all over your front and all over your back are these post it notes with beliefs all over them about life and you and how it works and others and men and women and different cultures and different religions and different this and different that. They're just a bunch of post-it notes. You're just a walking post-it note. So the council says, when you start to really do this work on yourself, personal development or consciousness work or spirituality, you start to see the post-it notes. You look down and you go, oh, wow, that's from my mom. Thanks, mom. That's from my dad. Thanks, dad. That's from my first grade teacher that said that, right? That's from my first boyfriend. That's from my first friendship that ever didn't, work out. Whatever it is, right? You start to see them, and you take those post-it notes off. But how do you see all the post-it notes on your back, right? If you wanted to see something on your back, you would hold up a mirror and the mirror would show you all the post-it notes on your back. Well, what is that mirror? It's anytime we get triggered in our relationships or in our lives, There's some post-it note you're still carrying around on your back that says something about you that is limited or unworthy or in lack or not good enough. And so it's your opportunity, instead of getting so triggered by that other person, use the trigger or the reaction to go, oh, there's still some belief here that I want to get that post-it note off my back. So that always really stuck out to me. So I hope that's helpful to you. All right, let's just do a little. What if you are in extreme financial need? You know what? I think worthiness in this conversation of finances is really important. In fact, I would say in my time of deepest, what am I worthy of? Uh, uh, was the time when I did not feel very abundant in my life at all. And so I think it's really important here. And Amy, your question is basically exactly what I was dealing with at that time. Previously successful, now struggling and applying to all types of jobs and keep hearing no's or nothing when absolutely you are capable. So my question to you is, if you could do anything, if you spent each day totally free of doing what you love and doing what you enjoy, what would you love to do? Not what job would you like to have? What would you love to do? And I know when you're in extreme financial need, it's a very logical space, very limited space, can feel very heavy, can feel a lot of pressure, can feel a lot of resistance. But when we're resisting anything, we're resisting everything. And that means opportunities and inspiration and resources and jobs. So go back to that question. What would you really, really love to do? What would you really enjoy doing with your day? And I'll tell you, this is perfect full circle example of this because I was in a very similar position. I was in a highly lucrative, successful corporate career that was my goal to accomplish this, that, and the other thing and get to this particular level. And I just came to the place that on the outside, it looked like I had this seemingly wonderful, successful life. Inside, I knew I wasn't living my purpose. And I was working a ton and traveling a lot. And I was sitting in a multiple day PowerPoint presentation one day. And I walked out of that meeting and I flew home and I'm like, I'm done. And I don't know where this path goes. And I resigned from a very, very successful career and thought, okay, well, the next day, some new opportunity that's more in alignment will just show up. And it didn't happen that fast, but I knew I was worthy in that particular structure of having a job and a paycheck in that particular industry that, I knew what I was worthy of there, but what am I worthy of as it relates to really doing what I love and what brings me joy? And when someone asks you that question, you might go, "Oh, I don't know," or but you do, you really do. And for me at that time, I was very into spirituality, personal development, consciousness. Um, but one of the things that brought me the most joy is I had a couple of really close girlfriends and my aunt Sunny, but we all lived in different locations. And I would notice the time that I was just like the most alive was I'd get on a phone call that would go for hours, sometimes 2.5 hours, either with my friend Tracy or my Aunt Sunny or some of my other friends. But it was always about spirituality and living it and these things that were showing up and amazing things we were experiencing and reading and discovering and all that. And I just thought, that's what I love. That's what I love. I just love talking about this stuff all day. Fast forward, that's what my life is like. We do the master's class calls, we do these incredible courses. I get to do these awesome podcasts with you guys. I get to do fun interviews. That's what I do. And that's what I get paid to do. And I do what I enjoy and I do what I love. But I would have said to you, there's no way you can do what you love. There's no way I can just talk to people all day. But it's true. And in fact, last night I had a conversation with with that friend, and an hour flew by and I thought, oh gosh, okay, we really have so much more to talk about. We'll finish this tomorrow. But anyway, my example is just no matter how simple you think that thing is, Amy, take some time right now to really discover what it is that you enjoy, what you love, what you really, really want, and then know you're worthy of that. You're worthy of that. And it somehow leads to this gift and this ability that you're here for to live your purpose, and the path will unfold. But again, when we're resisting anything, when we're in lack, limitation, resistance, we're resisting everything. And just the shift energetically in your awareness, in your consciousness, can start bringing all sorts of opportunities to you. So I hope that's helpful. Okay, we're kind of nearing the end of our time together. Hi, Pedro. So good to hear from you. Always good to see you. Another person who, oh my gosh, spread their wings and stepped off the cliff and followed inspiration and knew he had some greater purpose in his life. So I'm so happy for you. He says, I still have the energy from the interaction of me as it was before I came on to get the clip. I was asking myself why I was tempted to get triggered. You hit the nail on the head. Awesome. I'm glad that was helpful for you. Yes. And good luck, Amy. There's some support here for you, Amy. Love your lives. Couldn't agree with you more. Our awareness of true creation shifts it all. So true. True creation. What you want and what you need shows up even before you know you need it. That there's no agenda. When you let go of the agenda, you allow the infinite. You allow and unleash the magic of the universe in your life. In fact, if you haven't discovered it yet, we have all sorts of free resources on our website, saralandon.com. There's an entire section marked free resources, and we just released today our newest and has been called the best channeled message yet from the council, and it's exactly on unleashing the magic of the universe in your life. So check that out. It's a free resource you can find on our website. Please join us for your Worth It, a journey to knowing you are worthy of having it all. Let's go on this journey to realizing our infinite worthiness together starting on September 15th. I hope you will join me. If you're watching this sometime in the future, after October 20th, that course will be available on our website and you can be part of that as well. So always timing's perfect whenever that is for you. So really allow yourself into this awareness of knowing how worthy you are, having it all, whatever that means for you, worthy of what you want and need showing up even before you know you need it, worthy of love, worthy of well being, worthy of abundance, worthy of living your purpose, and worthy of living the dreams in your heart, no matter how big or how simple they are. So, thank you for being here. Subscribe to our channel, Sara Landon Life. Like this video, share your comments. We always love to hear from you. Thank you to our amazing, amazing community for being here. Hi, Jane. Oh, so good. Lots of love here. Thank you. Love you. Have an amazing rest of your day. And remember that you are absolutely so infinitely worthy of everything. So have a great rest of your day. Bye, everybody.